Hello class, this is Miss Roxy and today I'm going to present to you learning about countable and uncountable nouns. This is the presentation stage for teachers. Okay class, let's start off. In life, there's some things that you can count and there's some things that you can't count. Let's see an example. Take a look at these two cartoon characters.
Hey Anna, do you have any food?
Yes, 2 apples, a sandwich, and juice. So we can see here, we can count 2 apples, a sandwich, which means 1, and a juice. 2 apples, they're countables. A sandwich, it's countable. And juice, can we count the liquid? No, therefore, it's uncountable. So let's see if we can get this in our heads. Countables are things that we can count. I see here 2 eggs, 3 bananas, and 3 cookies. Now what do you see here? Oranges. Can we count those? Yes, 1, 2, 3 oranges. And right next to the orange, I see a big sandwich. A sandwich. We can count that. It's 1. That looks right there. That looks like some yummy pancakes. And let's see if we can count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, it's countable. Now let's talk about uncountables. Those are things that we cannot count. For example, chocolate, spaghetti, water, meat. Let's take a look at this picture right here. Cereal. Can we count that bowl of cereal? There's a lot going on there. So it's uncountable. Look at that yummy cheese. Another example of uncountable nouns. And right below, I see jam. We can't count it. Now you know the difference. Let me ask you some questions. Are these countable or uncountable? I see a watermelon, a strawberry, and a pineapple. What do you think? They're countable, exactly. Let's take a look here at this ice cream and cheese. Is it countable or uncountable? That's right, it's uncountable. Now let's move on. A or and? Well, a and an always means that it's just 1. But when do we use a or an? Well, we know if the next word begins with a vowel, that is A, E, I, O, U, well, we use an. And if it doesn't, if it's a consonant, we have to use a. Let's take a look here. A box, a hat. B, it's a consonant, box. A hat, that's another consonant, so we have to use a. And take a look at all the consonants that come with a. Now when do we use the article an? Like I said before, when we're using vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And you can see here, an apple, an orange. So once again, A is for consonants, and an with vowels. That's your turn. Take a look. What do you see? I want you to say the object using either a or an. What's this animal over here that's black and white? A cow. That's correct. And below that cow, what's that yummy dessert that you see? An ice cream. That's right, because an ice cream begins with a vowel. Whereas a cow begins with a consonant. Now, right above the ice cream, a little bit to the right, what's that green animal? Ooh, it's an iguana. An iguana. Another vowel noun, an iguana. And right below the iguana, it's a delicious hamburger, a hamburger, because H is a consonant. Let's move on. Let's continue with how many versus how much. How many? Now, we know how many is used with countable nouns because we can count them easily. For example, we can count people. We can count things. For example, cars, vehicles. We can count balls. We can count how many t-shirts or pieces of clothing. We can also count our school objects like pens and pencils. Let's talk about food. Now, if we can count it with our fingers, we know it's countable, like eggs, bananas, strawberries, peppers, and cupcakes. And also, we can count animals very easily. For example, a dog, a dolphin, a cat, cows, bees. Now let's move on. How much? That's always used with uncountable nouns. For example, we can't count liquids. For example, water, milk, butter, oil, honey. Now, if we have to cut it to eat it in a civilized way using a fork and a knife, for example, it's uncountable, like bread, cheese, meat, fish. Now, if it's smaller than or as big as rice, it's uncountable. For example, sugar or flour or salt and pepper. And like I said before, rice. Now, if we can't hold it in our hands, for example, if it's abstract, it's also uncountable, like light, air, luggage, money, furniture. So in that case, we use how much. Now that you know the difference, let me ask you some questions. I want you to ask each other some questions. How much or how many? What do you think? I see here some tomatoes. How much or how many? 1, 2, 3. It's countable. So how many tomatoes are there? 3, you would answer. Cake. How much or how many? I can count it. So how many cakes do you see? Just 1. Some tea, some nice herbal tea. How much or how many? Remember, it's a liquid, so how much? And again for coffee. Well, how much? But there's an exception here. If we wanted to put these liquids into a container, I can also ask how many glasses or cups of tea, or how many cups or glasses of coffee do you see? And in that case, then it would be countable. But if we're just talking about the liquid, how much? Look right next to the cup of tea. What do you see? Fried eggs. Is it how much or how many? Yes, that's right, how many, because we can count. There's 2 fried eggs. And right below the eggs, I see children. How many children? That's right, we can count them. How many? 3. Now, let's sing a song. It goes a little something like this. I love food. I love to eat. Some things you can count, some things you can't. I love food. I love to eat. Some things you can count, some things you can't. One more time. I love food. I love to eat. Some things you can count, some things you can't. Pizza, ice cream, water and juice, milk and yogurt, cheese and fruit, rice and cola, pasta, cake and soup. You can't count any of these. I love food. I love to eat. Some things you can count, some things you can't, but it's all delicious to me. That's right, but it's all delicious to me. An apple, an orange, 4 sweets, a banana, 3 eggs, 2 sausages, a carrot, a loaf of bread. You can all count these. Yeah. I love food. I love to eat. My favorite food is usually sweet. Some things you can count, some things you can't, but it's all delicious to me. Oh yeah. Maple syrup and coffee. Cereal and juice. Juice. Butter, meat, and jam. Jam. You can't count any of these. I love food. I like to eat. My favorite food is usually sweet. Some things you can count, some things you can't, but it's all delicious to me. Sing with me. Some eggs, a pastry, and a sandwich, a cookie, a banana, and an apple. Some tomatoes, 2 burgers, and a hot dog. You can all count these. Oh yeah. Thank you.